back. Bruce Porter joins us now for this week's Dollars and Cents segment. Thands for coming in today. Good to see you as always.
Good to be here.
Because if I asked these questions and you weren't here, no one had the answer.
Well,
I would be totally
you could guess.
Yeah, I could. All right, we're continuing our discussion on Annuity Awareness Month, and you wanted to talk about variable annuity,
Contracts.
Contracts, yeah, the variable annuities.
So, you know, Annuity Awareness Month, there's fixed index, there's also variable annuities.
Okay.
All of these have their pros and their cons, and when you're trying to define what type of a tool that I want to use for retirement or accumulation. Maybe you're not ready to retire. Maybe you're a younger age and you want to accumulate money. There's all these various tools that you can use. Well, the annuities are just one set of tools, all right? Now, mutual fund type variable annuities are mutual fund type contracts. They've got all these allocation choices, stocks, bonds, money market, all combined into a portfolio of an annuity.
Okay.
Now, the big advantage to an annuity is deferral. So you get compounded growth as your account grows with the markets, and then when you get ready down the road, you can pull money out in a payout type phase.
Right.
So we've got accumulation. We can use it as an accumulation tool. We could use it as an income tool. The disadvantage to that might be the variable aspect of the contract. If you're retired and using it for income, it could fluctuate in value, all right?
Yeah.
Now, there's lots of ways to battle the hills and valleys of the market, all right? Now, one characteristic of variable annuities are fees and charges. Okay. So we're going to briefly talk about those. This is kind of the basics. Mortality and expense risk charge is something that the insurance company will put in the contract. Typically, it's about 1.25% of the contract balance. Administrative fee, that's just for processing paperwork. Normally, it's going to run $25-30 a year. Could be as high as 0.15 of the contract balance, but typically $25-30.
Okay.
Riders. So if you have a variable annuity because you want the upside potential of the growth of the markets, but you don't want to risk your death benefit, you don't want to risk your value, you can buy what they call a guaranteed minimum death benefit. You can buy a guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit,
riders on,
guaranteed income benefit. But the problem is all of those come with a fee. Of typically 1 to 1.5% of your contract balance per year. And we look at the example, that can be a substantial amount of money.
That is.
Now, the characteristics of the allocations of the variable annuity have sub-accounts, different mutual fund stock that make up the investment portion of the contract.
Right.
Each one of those have separate fees and charges that are internally calculated. Then you got a sales load. So again, fees and charges, and you're going to have several. So when you look at the example of 100 grand, you could, if you got all those bells and whistles, you could pay upwards of 8% in fees to have that contract that first year.
Okay, well then, looking at something like that, just face value without, diving in, that seems like, why would I do this then? I'm paying out a lot of money.
Because people want the upside potential of the market. So, let's say the market goes up 20% and you just bought this contract and you have it loaded with all of this stuff, you're going to net about 12, right?
Yeah.
8% out, 8.025.
Sure.
And so you're going to net about 12. That's still good gain.
That's a good gain.
But what if right out of the gate, the market went down 20%, and now you've got fees? They're going to be a little bit less dollar-wise because you have less money in your account. But if your account goes down, the fees don't stop. So it's the upside potential is there. Variable annuities
Yeah.
are a tool. So are the others, and you got to keep that in
Lots to
mind.
learn. We're, of course, you're going to keep, at this. And, if you have financial questions for Bruce, you can email him at bporter@color10.com. And, of course, he will be answering your questions on the show. Always good to see you, Bruce.
Good to see you.
There's more to come. I
Next
know.
week.
Yep. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a few minutes. Don't go away.